So it's Monday yet again, and we are in the building. The people who make your Mondays so fucking amazing.
I mean,
mainly me. Girl. Anyways, it's Horrible Decisions. Y'all know this your girl, Mandy B.
Hi, I'm Weezy.
And I do want to give a shout out to all of y'all listening. I know we kind of had a back and forth, but again, I know most of y'all are at your desk because we have hard-working listeners and followers. So whether you're at your desk, you're working overnight, the truck drivers did say shout out for giving a shout out to the truck drivers. And then for all of y'all who listen to us on the plane and on your road trips with your families, I do want to give a shout out to our mutual friend Dubs. I was hanging out with her last weekend. She said she listened to the abortion episode with her mother, and it led them to have like a really deep conversation. So I'm just glad that our episodes are bringing you guys to have these conversations with your family members.
That's dope.
You know, and while we like be hoes and shit, this episode ain't gonna be as hoish. So we gonna, it's not gonna be as hoish. Like, we are sitting across someone who is married.
So you don't be with Jared.
Okay, well, a round of applause, y'all. We have the infamous. You're kind of infamous.
I'll deal with infamous.
You infamous.
Yes, let's live up to infamy.
She's an author, guys.
Yes.
You guys may know her for her beautiful eyes and curly hair on the gram, because she be giving us face, baby. She is also, can I say relationship expert? Because you say sexologist.
Well, what's that degree you got?
Yeah, what is that?
It's sexology. I like intimacy expert because it's just like an umbrella term.
Ooh.
But yeah, sexologist is my like scholastic term.
And go ahead and drop the name.
So she's the expert.
Shan Boody.
We got Shan Boody in the building.
Shan Boody,
Bootylicious
for you. So I do want to give a quick shout out to Shan. I had said something on this podcast recently that a few people took to heart, and maybe you don't even realize when you said it. It meant a lot to me.
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Shan said to me, I was telling her how I was dating someone, and I felt like sometimes my life will never. Having this podcast won't find me love. Like, you know, people are going to meet me and think I'm too wild and whatever. And she's like, the next time you meet someone, you know, and they're for you, they're going to tell everyone about how wild you are and love it. Not how wild you are and be ashamed of it, but like how wild you are and how amazing it is. And it really meant a lot to me because in the moment, I've always thought, oh my God, I have to hide and then let it out. And she's like, no, someone's going to love all of that shit.
When have you ever felt you had to hide?
When dating,
I listened to the podcast.
Yeah, but dating is hard. I'm not going to lie.
I'm in the room with you and Mandy right now. Do you think there's 100,000 people listening? No.
Yeah, no, it's different. It's different. And then, like, I'm not going to lie, like, when I meet someone to think of what episode to even send them, I'm automatically like, oh shit, what the fuck did we say in that goddamn episode? No, so even with talking about dating and you even mentioning that, like the guy that I just most recently met, he had no idea what I did. I slid in his DMs, and so we started talking.
Good for you.
Yes, I did. It's going to manifest.
Feminism.
Yes. So
I like Bumble on Instagram.
Yes. I slid in his DMs and we were talking briefly, and I was like, yeah. He's like, so what do you do? We had the whole career talk. I told him I'm leaving my job to podcast, but at the point he didn't know what my show was about. So here he goes. He's like, I'm not going to lie. When you first told me that, and then looking at your page, I was ready to see booking info. I thought you were just one of those. And I was like, oh, well, damn, no. And then we like got on the phone and he was literally reading the titles and on our YouTube at the same time. And I'm just like red in the face. And he's like, and from there, he like shouted me out on his platform. Yes! And he's like, I love what you do. He's like, I feel like I can grow from you, the tour. He's like, what you're doing, I wish I could do. So like us having these back and forth conversations, like I'm enjoying talking to him. And he's much older and we disagree on fucking everything. So I don't know how that's going to work. Like literally.
But it seems like you're into that.
Well, I think he's a very good conversationalist. So I'm like, oh, we debate. And I feel like I can alter your mind because he's, what's the generation before us? Gen
X?
X
is before us.
Or what?
Baby boomers, then X.
X is
Wait,
like
how
80.
old is baby boomers?
Baby boomers are over in the mid 60s.
Oh no, he's not a baby boomer. Oh no, bitch, he's not that. But yeah, so he's Gen X then, and oh my God, his thought process is all like, sir, you're a little outdated in your mindset, but we're gonna work on this. Like,
I mean, you know. By the way, I don't mean to be rude, Shan. I was finishing up your quiz.
We gonna talk about it in Adult Horrible Decision.
We were just
she be feeling left out. Well, so guys,
you know, I really felt like one day you would need me. I thought you and Jared just be like, yo, come over, and I was just like, okay.
I mean, the day could happen. The day could come.
Wait, are you trying to fuck her and her husband too?
I feel
Is this her thing?
This is her thing.
Okay, so
every
feel
guest.
special. I shouldn't
it's
feel
not
honored.
my thing. I don't fuck couples like that.
I mean, it's her thing to flirt with our guests and say she wants to fuck them in their partners.
But this is different.
But she won't do it.
How is it different?
Because
look at our cameraman laughing. He's laughing, bro.
Look, fuck everybody.
Is that not her thing?
No, not necessarily.
He added necessarily.
He's like, these bitches paying me. Hold on. So what is my thing then?
What's your thing? I don't know. You're the Jesus. I don't know. You're the Jesus of the show. You're putting me on the spot.
I don't even know what that means.
What does that mean?
What does the Jesus do?
The dick Jesus?
Which one is Marrow? That's the dark
Spanish
one? I'm not the Spanish one. I'm definitely the black one.
What?
Just because I'm black. Anyways.
They're both black, bitch.
No, he said one is Spanish.
One's Latino, but he's black.
Well, I'm definitely not Latino.
All right, Mandy.
I'm just saying I want to be the black one. Just like if we going off Destiny's Child, I'm Beyonce. If we're going off Spice Girls, I'd like to be scary. Like, what is the problem?
You are not the
But
fucking
Beyonce's not the black one of the group.
It doesn't matter. I'm the lead, okay?
Okay, there we go.
I'm the fucking lead. So we're going to start
She is
off
so the Kelly.
Who's a Kelly?
Bitch, you're okay, Michelle. Let's not. Okay.
I would love to be the Kelly. Kelly's the
Thank
most
you.
adjusted,
She's
talented,
nice.
grounded,
Okay.
cool.
At this point, you're Michelle.
I'll be the Solange.
You know what? You do that.
Because
Do you guys ever have an emoji crisis of like, which emoji do I choose that represents me?
No. Mine is the purple.
But go ahead,
The
tell us
purple
what
one.
you think about
the
this.
purple emoji.
This is the thing though, but I'm so pale sometimes that the purple feels like a privilege to me. Like I have
can't
to
with
really
you.
work for the purple one.
Well, all of my friends say the real people emojis, that is too dark for me. They be coming for me with my little.
One of my friends,
It's real mocha.
For listeners of the show who knows who Mouse is, whenever he's light skinned, but whenever he sends emojis, they're black as fuck.
Mouse is not light skinned. Okay, let's not. Mouse is brown.
Mouse ain't light skinned?
Mouse is. I wouldn't call Mouse red like a red in the streets. He's brown. Well, we're going to go ahead and get into our icebreakers. So we are going to break the ice with you just a little bit. And because you are an intimacy expert, there's a lot of things going on in social media. And I want your input on this too, because we haven't even got to talk. We never get to talk like current events, but there's like mad shit going on with relationships. So the first one is going to be in reference to Diddy and Cassie.
Oh, that's an oldie but a goodie.
Would you congratulate your ex on their new relationship and or baby on the way?
Absolutely. It depends. I mean, congratulate in my head, perhaps. If I don't
Publicly, you saw the public.
But
one.
they're very public, though.
I mean,
She public with her man.
I didn't know. So Cassie publicly, no, other way around. Diddy publicly
publicly
He put a
congratulated.
picture up of her and her new beau.
Yeah,
And he said, congrats.
He should have done that.
Now,
That makes sense.
I thought it made sense, too, mainly because there were rumors that he didn't want to give her a family.
Yes.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
And a second to that, like just losing someone that you love, like you also, that might be a way to just show gratitude for that relationship. Like if Kim didn't die, maybe he wouldn't have done that. Maybe he'd be a little more petty. But I feel like that this is just a way where you're like, I have to show love. I have to be this person. Like that's a good way to
But
heal.
he had a
I
great relationship
agree.
with Kim after they broke up as well, too.
They were
did.
still
So
all
this
together. I feel
is-
like she never moved on. I felt like she was always still apart.
Well,
like
she
they
moved
got
on.
mad kids.
Yeah.
They do.
They have mad kids, but I feel like she romantically moved on.
Did she? She
But
was
he
on. She
kept
was on vacations with Cassie and Diddy.
Yeah, but I think she had her own thing on the side. I mean, I'm not a Kim Porter
Okay,
expert,
yeah,
but
me
I think
neither.
that she lived her own life. I think that Diddy just creates this like all in the family foundation.
Like a Mayweather.
Yes, like and look at how we like embraced.
I thought his Instagram was great. Like when I saw that post, it made me smile.
But so you would do that?
Yeah, like if I was a public person like that.
If we had a
but
public
if not, I would
relationship.
absolutely still like leave a comment or anything like that.
And
yeah.
also the
Okay.
narrative people were creating around it would be so irritating if I were
Yeah,
him. Like,
no,
fuck you
you're
guys.
right,
Like,
you're
it's not
right,
like
you're right.
that.
not every. Someone said to me once, I don't remember who it was. They were like, I think it's my old work husband. He's like, you either marry or you break up, right? And he's like, so it's always like most of your relationships fail. And I was like, my breakups aren't failures. We just decide to part. You know what I'm saying? Like I really
It's
care
a real
about
Victorian perspective.
It is.
Yeah.
But I can understand the theory of like feeling like single women can't give advice because they've never had they don't have a husband or something like that. People will say that to me sometimes, like, oh, both of y'all ain't got no nigga. And I'm like, but that doesn't mean that we haven't experienced love
It's so
or a
crazy to me
relationship.
that you don't consider yourself to be in a relationship when you're in a full-blown relationship with somebody. It's
I mean,
a long-term, full-blown, consensual, open communication, healthy, intimate connection with somebody.
I am, but I think that sometimes like saying those words freak me out. So I like saying single because I feel like once I start meeting people and I say open relationship, then they're confused on what that means.
Well, so you're trying to educate them.
Like I've
the
used the
joy
word
of life.
primaries. Like I have a male and female primary, right? Like I saw someone that I fucked years ago this weekend in Atlanta.
I feel like
And-
open relationship is like the new kale. just think it's like
It doesn't.
Girl,
feel
we
like,
is not gonna cauliflower open relationships.
It's not a
We
flower,
is not.
bitch, it's a salad.
Yeah, but cauliflower is like the new thing, bitch. It's now rice. You can now do cauliflower mash. Like you done said it like it's the new.
I just feel like
Yeah.
open relationship a lot of the times can have a bad stigma around it, right? Like, okay, well, you know, whose idea was it? Or it's just everyone always has these questions. So I just say that I have primaries. But I mean, I don't say I'm taken because I don't really like that ownership on that word.
I like this conversation because it leads to the next question.
Ooh,
y'all
a
know my
circle
outline.
kicker.
Segu, bitch. So this actually relates to what is going on with Mello and Lala. Do you stay with a man if he has a break baby or has a baby while y'all are in a relationship? If you stay, do you add the baby to your family bonding?
this is such a complex question.
It is. So this is asked because
A break
apparently,
baby?
so Lala is getting flack.
Yes.
Because apparently the baby that Carmelo had while they were on a break or so, whatever the timeline was of that, they are now back together, and Lala wants nothing to do with the baby he created
Okay, that's fucked up.
outside. So that's where this question stems from.
But I did get kind of pissed off this weekend on Twitter. I'm like new to Twitter, and I saw people like talking, thank you, shit about Lala and like her decision making. And I'm like, why are people always so mad that you take somebody back? Why? Why do we have so much entitlement over someone else's relationship?
I don't think that there's really upset. Like from the tweets that I was seeing, it's not that people were mad that she went back to him, but it's like, it's kind of like if you go and you decide to date a stripper. And then once you start dating, you're like, oh, well, I don't want you to strip anymore.
How do we know she doesn't want the baby around?
It's like apparently been like, she's said it apparently, like in like a interview of some sort. But basically she does not want the baby involved with her, Cayenne, and
Their kids?
Mello. Like she doesn't want a blended family, basically.
Oof.
Right.
It's a long life, though.
It is.
It's a long ass
It
life.
is.
Like back in the day
Like,
when
maybe
we used
you're
to
not
have
ready
these
yet.
notions about forever and like a linear way of dating, the average person died a lot sooner. Or one of your partners got malaria. Like you were able to
Not malaria, bitch.
something happened. So
Millions
it's like
of people
I think,
die from malaria.
Yes, they did. It's not a thing to joke about. But I think the point is
I
that
got my shots.
it's a long ass life. If you just rekindled a romance that was so public, you have a
Yes.
billion different opinions about it, your family's opinion, your own perspective, and now you have to try to re-blend that relationship as is and reconnect with your family and your kids. Now you got to add another person into the pot because it wasn't as if they were all cool this whole time. There's so much to try to work out
Also,
right now.
introducing that baby to his kid, having to
Oh,
explain
yes.
to your kids.
Oh, all of that. Like, yeah, I
Give her
don't.
some time. Like we don't have to have all the right
Time- yeah,
answers
you're right.
away.
You're right. And that's probably just what it is. Like, she doesn't know how to process it. And you have to think about something like that. It's not like you have experience with it before. Oh, let me go back to what happened last time.
Oh, yeah, last time I did this.
Last
I know
time
better now.
No,
Yeah.
like you don't.
I'm thinking if I should say this or not, but nobody will
No,
know who
say
it
it.
is. But friend of mine has a kid. Kid's like 4 years old. Baby daddy has another kid. She finds out from the internet, and she's like completely.
She found out from the internet.
The girl like wrote her some message, something
Ooh.
shitty. So she's like, "Yo, like I'm not ready to tell my daughter this because I just really don't think she can imagine her daddy." Like she's like, I don't think she understands love. I think she's gonna feel jealousy, left out, completely forgotten. And she's like, and I don't know if I can handle this. The guy is a ball player, so he travels a lot. And she's like, I think she already feels a little neglected, even though she has admitted he's a great dad. But she's like, I don't know if I can tell my kid this until she's old enough to understand
Oh, I feel the opposite.
another
for that.
sibling.
I would want to tell them soon
The kid would be so excited.
to have another
Exactly.
to have
They'd
another
be like,
sibling.
bonus, baby. I think they get
Yeah.
jealous.
No, for sure.
When they start to see like you nurturing the pregnancy, like when they start to realize their room's getting moved, like when they start to see you physically make space for, the
for
new
someone
baby
else,
and
yeah.
move their shit out the way. But when that baby just shows up to play with you, like you're excited. So
Yeah, I agree with that
might be
one.
more of her thing that
good
she
advice.
needs to
I do like that.
She
figure out.
listens.
I
Yeah.
do like that.
I like that too.
We're going to go ahead and get on to our vanilla shit segment. This one is actually really interesting. I found it on Twitter. So shout out to you guys who at Weezy and I and the Horrible Pod page in so many like news articles pertaining to sex. This one was really interesting, especially with us living in New York and dealing with the train. And I've shared on this podcast how I've witnessed assault on a train. So apparently in Tokyo, they have a train pervert issue.
Yes, I talked about this on an episode when I went.
Where? Oh, you talked about there's a video.
There's women only trains.
So there's women only trains, but for the ones that are co-ed, apparently like the men in Tokyo are just so like pervertish. Like there's actual video of men jacking off, standing really close and bumping their dick onto women, so that's actually what happened to me. A guy like undid his pants and had his whole dick out on the back of my ass during rush hour. And I didn't know until he had to step out. So I'm looking at this video. And so they're trying to crack down in Tokyo with what to do.
Sorry, that happened to you.
Yes. Oh, it was traumatic. And it was like my first like really feeling violated in that way. And it even like fucked me up more, which is also kind of bad that it was a black man. And I don't know why, but I only deal with black men. So like for a while I was just like, ugh, like they fucking disgusted me. I was like so turned off. But they're trying to find a way to kind of get a hold of it. So these men in Tokyo are referred to as chikan. You know, I don't be knowing words. Chikan. How would you say that? Don't put an accent to it because you know they go come for your ass. How would you say that word?
Then I won't say it.
No, say it.
Chikan. I don't know.
So that is what they're called. But the app that they did, the app that Tokyo created is called Digi Police app. What a woman does is presses that app when she feels like she's being sexually assaulted or there's a pervert around her. And what it yells is like, help me, police, police. But in
what the fuck?
I swear to God.
Y'all seen that Subway video when he's like, help, help, police, somebody. And like nobody's So this app, basically what it does is it alerts everyone around that there's a fucking pervert, that you feel sexually harassed. And basically like the police in the trains are tackling these men that are accused of this and they're getting like arrested for it, ticketed and all that. But this app is supposed to help them feel safer. I guess that app just made me think about Lyft. Have you heard about the Lyft panic button?
Oh, no.
Lyft is trying to create a panic button.
Because all these Uber drivers.
But here's the thing that I was thinking. There's a part of me that's concerned and worried for black drivers because I feel like you could just
think about that.
Be like, I feel scared. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, in Tokyo, they all look like
Atlanta
the same.
Weekend,
like, you don't have the problem.
My drivers was niggas. Niggas.
In Atlanta, I've had a lot of women drivers, too, ironically.
I did have some women drivers, but, I mean, one car smelled like weed, and the dude apologized to me and said, do you want to cancel the ride? And I was like, it's cool, because, like, I really need to go, right? So he was like, what kind of music you like? And I'm like...
You see these braids, you know. Like, you can go ahead and stereotype, nigga.
Play that fucking gun
I'm just saying.
But then, like, one of them stopped to get gas. I'm like, damn, this ratchet. So I could see someone pressing a panic button for that. And I feel like this could be very targeted against, you know, drivers of color. The other thought I just had with the train, another thought.
But what does the panic button do other than just
it alerts
create a
Lyft,
case file?
It tracks you, creates, I think police can be alerted. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do with it. It doesn't exist yet. At least not while we're recording.
But he did a great job with you. You got into the car. He laid out the light land for you, said it smells like weed. Do you want to cancel? He like gave you the information.
I appreciated that too.
He communicated.
Yeah.
So this is the problem too.
Because the power of choice is a big deal.
But here's also the problem with these, and I'm not sure if you guys have noticed with your Uber and Lyft apps. It's been telling you to make sure you double check the license plate and ask the name. So basically in Atlanta, and I found out through Cuddy, she talked to one of the locals. So in Atlanta or whatever fucking hacker made this app, there's some sort of perverted app in the fucking dark whole web that is allowing people to see who's getting picked up around what area. So yes, so basically you'll have a car pull up and they can shout your name out because there's an app that's allowing them to see what rides are being picked up and it gives them your information and name. So they're driving up, like say that they'd be like Weezy, and you'd be like, oh yeah, thinking it's your car, and then this is someone who
now,
is not.
I do always check the license plate, but
but in a lot of states they don't have front and back license plate like they do in New York. So there's that, and so and then I don't know if you saw there was another one where her ride was just going off. She had to jump out of a moving car.
Yeah, he canceled the ride.
He canceled the ride. Kept driving. Was trying to take her to like a desolated area. The child lock, you know. You could put the child lock on. I just think that is definitely, we need to be safe out here. I don't know how many times I've gotten into an Uber and was shit-faced drunk and passed out and they woke me up when I got home. That to me, now that I'm seeing all these things happen, I'm like, okay, that's something I can't do anymore.
My scariest moment with a driver was in a cab. I was actually on Instagram Live. Shout out to the people that were in this live. No bullshit. I'm drunk. I don't remember where I was leaving. And the guy was asking me such creepy questions that I started to get scared. Then when I actually opened the door and it was on he locked it. And I asked him why it was locked and he was like, well, people have to pay their fare. Totally made sense because I'm sure people would jump out.
This is a taxi?
Taxi.
Oh, taxi, okay.
So I could see it making sense. So people on Instagram were like, flip the camera, take a picture of that ID.
Yeah.
So people were writing me and they're like, don't have him drop you off right in front of the house. So he heard me give the initial address. I was like, you know what? Drop me off on First and First, which is a few blocks away. He's like, no. It's about to rain. Let me drop you off in the front. I was like, I don't want to. Right here is good. No, I want to drop you out of the front and make sure you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
no,
good.
No, yeah.
Going to this fucking bar right now.
Keep going.
Dude, it was so, and then when I'm paying, and he's like, oh, pretty girl like you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, yeah, no.
So fucking scary. The Tokyo thing. I posted the women-only card. And I said, how do you guys feel about this on my Instagram story? And a lot of girls wrote and said, so women can't assault you? This is fucked up. Blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I didn't really consider that at all.
Well, statistically, women just don't sexually
yeah.
assault us frequently. And
Right.
so...
I'm not going to
Yeah, right, nah.
I
Statistically.
understand that women can sexually assault you too, but I do feel that I could see feeling safer.
This is also the case in the Philippines when I went. Like, ladies had to board all the way in the back of the train, and then men could get on specifically during rush hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was a women-only cart, and we had to go. Like, there was police, like, nope, you have to go this way. Like, there's whole lines in the Philippines for their transit.
I just feel like we do a lot of work to avoid communication because the problem is that we have two different working definitions of consent. For some people, it's an enthusiastic yes, and for other people, it's just attendance. Just you being in the vicinity, just you being around is consent in their minds. And we really don't approach that. In the Me Too movement, I don't know if you guys had a ton of really awesome conversations with men. And you're like, fuck, I didn't know you actually thought that way still. Like the notion that women play hard to get is like such a pervasive, strong, like men really believe that. They believe that majority of women say no as a tactic to get a stronger yes down the line.
Someone we've had as a guest on this show, he didn't say it on our show, but he was like saying
Tahoe.
No, it wasn't Tahoe.
Oh, because that we had this conversation hardcore on his.
There was a guy who said
panic.
he said it somewhere else. He said it turns me off to like have to figure out what the consent is. He's like, that's a turn off to me, trying to figure out the lines.
Oh, good luck.
Right.
It's okay.
Right. Then we
different
turned out
strokes, different folks.
I
but
talked about
we have to come to a unanimous definition of what consent is as a society. And then I think all these things are wonderful and they're awesome, but it's just us avoiding the discussion that has to be had about like, hey, like you guys clearly need to understand where the line is. And that has to be done culture to culture, person to person.
Seeing how far back we are right now, I still feel like in the discussion, do you feel like we'll see that in our lifetime?
Yeah, but I think
so too.
But as long as we continue to put in panic buttons and different trains and social media call outs, like that, even that panic button to me seems like art imitating life. That's what we do right now.
Well, no, we had a whole conversation. There's Weezy and I were talking about the sex button and how it just makes it for couples. You press the button when you want to have sex so that they see it when it lights up, instead of just communicating, I want to have sex tonight. Like, so there's all these ways. But even
how do you think? I'm thinking right now in this moment, right? I mean, we talked about consent so many times, and I'm like, when I don't give verbal yeses, what am I doing? Now I realize I'm the one being the aggressor.
Oh, I'm stroking the dick,
or
I'm rubbing through the goddamn basketball shorts.
I'm removing my own clothes.
Yeah. So you think that you have You know what? I got checked once for not exercising consent with people. And it was a moment for me to be like, no one's above this. No, consent is not a word. It's a literal ass language.
Explain.
And there's many different...
Elaborate. I want to hear.
Meaning that, like, so I used to take pictures with people who came up to me really sexually because I'm like, I talk about sex for a living.
We do that for our meet and greet.
No, but I'll tell you.
We ask.
You remember what I said? I didn't like how people have been like touching me, and
we get touched at our meet and greets, and Weezy mentioned that, like, okay, like, thank you guys for asking. And a lot of people do like our consent conversations. So during the meet and greet, they'll ask, "Can I touch your ass? Can I touch your boobs?" Like they
the
do.
Men
ask.
have been
the men.
best.
Yes,
the
they
women have been so violating.
Well,
so what did you do?
So that was it. I was taking these pictures, and then there was another. It was like a sex panel. There's a doctor in the panel, and she like texted me afterwards and was like, "I just don't think you realized how uncomfortable some people looked. Like it just wasn't the picture that when they say yes to a picture."
Well, what were you doing, Shan?
I mean, it might just be, you know, I always like do like you know.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yep. Inappropriate. Yep.
But it's the thing is, I think because I'm a woman, people want it. It's what I talk about. But none of us are above the learning about consent.
Well,
so.
and it's funny that we just brought this up because
for those of you that didn't know ice cream, Shan's mouth is very close to mine.
I can't with you. But one of the
but there's a million pictures of me online that other people. You know, just how you hit on every single couple and it's not special. There's many
Look,
photos.
it ain't.
Shan,
It
I swear,
ain't.
I
It ain't.
never
It's what I
guest
do.
starred.
But it's what you do.
I just
I
feel
do
like
want-
you guys are really secure.
While we brought this up, though, on women not sexually assaulting, there is a case going on currently right now with one of my husbands in my head, Vic Mensa. He just came out in one of his interviews and actually said that Tiffany Haddish sexually assaulted him. And what she did was basically, in saying bye, she ball checked him and grabbed his package. And so he's coming out and saying that he felt sexually assaulted. She hasn't responded to it at this very moment, but I'm looking forward to see kind of what she says. But she's also apparently been doing it.
None of us can be above this discussion.
We not no because
Nobody's above this discussion.
no one. So I think it's exciting. We're gonna get into. Oh, you got something to say, girl?
I just want to tell you,
Look, go ahead.
in my book, we had a stripper come through and talk to us. And she said she leads every single interaction in the strip club with consent. Like,
How does she do that?
Can I touch your shirt, daddy? Like, does it feel good when I do this to you? Like, do you like the way that my boobs look? Before she puts it in their face. Like, she leads every single action with consent.
She needs to
It's
give
hot
classes.
as fuck, one.
Yeah,
and
that is.
two, it also
That is
creates
hot
a
as fuck.
culture amongst them. So they never ask. They never do without asking her. And she says even when she picks up dudes, she'll come and she'll walk by and say, do you mind if I join you? She'll never just sit down. So like that, we think of consent as the button. It's not. It's not the like, please sign
we have
here.
to remember it can be sexy. Don't think like,
can be
can
so
I fuck
sexy.
you? I talk about this moment where
Which
I started.
that's hot though.
It is. Can
That
I
is
fuck
hot.
you?
Yeah,
It is
it's kinda hot.
I would
Kinda
want
hot.
it. But the guy that I fucked, Jeeves, some of you remember this story, but he asked me if he could taste me, if he could take off my panties, if he could lick me, like literally everything. And when he was about to fuck me, and he told me to tell him that I wanted it, and that I realized in that moment that was it for him. That was his consent.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, my consent with the guy I be fucking is just me coming over because I let him know in the text message I want to suck your nuts.
Well, no,
and,
you do not say that, Mandy.
and I put the nut emoji. Girl, I swear I'm childish. But he does
But
like
that-
he does
man's
like it.
expectation
But
is
he
so
also
good.
likes his nuts licked.
Yeah,
So
who
bitch, when I
doesn't?
say
Wanna
nuts, he
suck
be
your nuts.
I will show you. That's exactly what I wrote him.
I like that clear dialogue.
I said I want to write.
Did
I
he
want-
send you a squirrel back?
Bitch, no, but
And be
he'll
like,
but sometimes he'll write me and say, "Yo, come suck these nuts." That's how we talk. We call them nuts. Fuck you, hoe. Anyway, we gonna get into our kink of the week, and this one is super exciting because it's one that we actually mentioned. Oh my god, maybe in like the first 10 episodes, Weezy and I got an email. And they offered us $400 for used
stop
panties.
it.
What they did, and I'm mad we ain't take it, bitch. I could have used that back then. I'm rich now, so it might be a little bit up. But the kink of the week for this week is underwear fetishism. It's a sexual fetishism relating to undergarments and refers to preoccupation with the sexual excitement of certain types of underwear, including panties, stockings, pantyhose, bras, or other items. Some people can experience sexual excitement from the wearing, while others get their excitement when observing, handling, or smelling the underwear worn by another, or somebody putting underwear on or taking it off. Some may still use underwear to get satisfaction. Not only does this include physical contact with the garments or their wearers, but also includes arousal by printed or electronic images with depictions of underwear. We brought this motherfucking kink of the week to you because of Sophia Gray.
That's right.
They
We're
are the
sponsored
sponsor.
by a fucking creepy ass but lucrative,
Very lucrative.
dirty, nasty website.
And I'm excited. So they did offer us to sell our panties. So I think I am going to put a pair of panties up
Stop
there.
playing,
I am.
Andy.
No, I swear to God. So that's actually my question for the kink of the week. How much would you sell your panties for?
Okay, but wait.
No, to a buyer.
Like as Weezy from Horrible Decisions?
Yes.
You go first.
Why you got to maybe... How much would you sell your
I
panties
mean,
for?
to be honest, it'd be 1,000 books. I don't need
1,000?
money. I'm rich.
Say that shit,
I did
sis.
book sales.
I'm
so,
rich, bitch.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same, but I didn't want to say 1,000 and it sound too high.
I don't need $1,000 though.
But I feel like I can't make it for a few hundred.
I will say
Why?
that if some
because I don't need it.
right.
So
that's
like,
what I'm
me
it's
neither.
gonna be
Yeah.
a decent amount.
Well,
It's gotta be
fuck
something
that.
that's going to impact my life. It's going to impact their life in a positive way. It has to be a mutual exchange.
What's the price? I think I was $6. So these Balenciaga sneakers that I've been wanting, and they only $670.
trainers?
Yeah, they're only $670, so I would go for $670.
Oh, nice.
Let me sell these
You know what?
panties
I
off.
might lower to that.
So
$670 worth of books.
You know, there you go.
I like that.
Well,
Sold.
there, no,
damn,
but
that's
okay,
fine.
you know.
Donate.
So no, I mean, and on this site, so I did go on there. They can request like lace. They can request if it's out the gym, and then the women who sell their panties, and ladies, for you guys, I do want y'all to know, y'all can go on there and sell your panties. And what I've noticed for the women, they'll put if they're MILFs, the size they are. They'll put if they're college students. So men do specify the type of woman that they want to wear the
Probably
panties.
turn me on more knowing like it's a certain type of like you want to kind of know about them a little
Like
bit.
you want somebody, I want somebody with box
Not
braids,
everyone on this
and then
website,
bitch, you know.
Sophia Gray. By the way, I went looking on it. Not everybody has a face, so you can be.
I'm sure they make it up.
I mean,
That's like
but my tattoos would tell on me, so you gonna know that. So that's the thing
you got to
too.
do a picture of the poon.
So that's the thing when men, not the poon, not the pussy, but
But
you-
like in
Wait,
panties.
In the
Let me
panties.
show you the
Yeah.
site what they have.
yeah.
By the way, what kind of panties are you guys wearing now? Let's start with you.
You know what? I'm actually wearing underwear today because I thought it might be a period day. So these are preventative underwear.
oh my God, babes, me too.
Hey, so connected.
But
That is
at the same
cute.
time, I know I'm about to get some dick, so I put on some decent ones. Let me show
Oh,
you.
wow.
These are Forever 21. Like these little laces.
Oh, real cute.
Oh,
But
that's cute.
I like
I love
stuffed
that color.
myself with like tissue just in case.
So I had dick this morning. I ain't got no drawers on.
You don't have fucking underwear on?
I like.
No, I don't have underwear
That's why you don't
on.
wear
I don't
them.
wear them. So literally, I would have to go buy underwear just to sell them hoes. So I might have to add the tax
Yeah.
to whatever the goddamn panties cost me, nigga.
$682.
And you know, actually, there is a 5 for $25 going on right now.
Okay, how do you spell Sophia Gray? Because a baby just popped up.
SOFIAGRAY.
I just
dot,
typed that in. It must
dot-
be with an E.
.co. I believe it's .co.
.co.
Wait, you spelled it.
I spelled it the way you just said it.
No, you didn't. You spelled it with a PH. SOFIA.
Oh.
Look, she ain't even listen to me. She don't listen to me. Y'all just got a clear sighting of her not listening to me.
Okay, let's see. Buy and sell lovingly used, or what a way to say soiled. About you. Oh, you
See?
view all gallery images of sellers.
Can we get a like? What is the highest panty sold
So
for?
5,000 euros is the highest that the filter allows you to
Bikini,
go
boy
up to.
shorts, bras, briefs, and G-strings. Can I just say, when I thought I was going to quit my job and make money, I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to do some
I'm
gigs,
selling panties.
some TV stuff,
I'm
like
selling.
podcast ads. Never did I think. My mother's asked me, like, what kind of coats do you get? Did
You
I send
said you
free
want to
stuff?
fuck fans for free. Why not sell
I
your
never
panties?
said that. I said
you
one time.
weren't gonna charge a fan. You were gonna fuck them for free. So sell your panties and get money. What? Let me ask you this, because ladies and gents, just so you know, this is not.
Are these the top sellers?
I think so. We only have one life to live. Tell me your fantasies.
Oh,
Look, some of them put their pussy out there though. I will say that. But this is not gender
That's how you
exclusive.
pull that 5,000
so
euros.
men can also sell their boxer briefs and drawers as well. So I wanted to ask you guys, would you be okay with your partner making money on the side by selling his boxer briefs?
a
undies.
million percent.
Yes.
A million
Yes, would
percent.
you
I would.
Yeah.
Yes, that's so hot to me.
Can I be honest? Now that I'm looking at this, like this girl's got a nice little booty, right? But there's some other ones that look a little stank. But I bet that's why they like
Niggas
they
like
that
stank.
shit.
This girl that I know said that she had like it was a fuck buddy, but it was like an arranged fuck buddy.
Oh, like that's
per
my
city.
situation.
Right.
That's my situation. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
so
24/7.
it's not escort, but like they came together to meet in the city just to have sex after like meeting on something.
Fun.
Okay. Yeah. No, not quite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he prepped her and was like, I really want to eat your ass. And like that was like the big focal point of the night. Like when I come into the hotel room, I want your ass spread open. Like I just want to eat your ass right away. And so sure enough, she got to the hotel room first, busted open,
You got to.
laid in the bed. He came in, ate her ass. And then afterwards he was like, I was really, really happy you like followed my instructions, but it seemed like you showered first. And I kind of wish you didn't.
Oh.
You just posted a meme like that.
So about the pussy
It
having a
had
little
almost
stank on it.
1,000 comments because, like, some people don't want a freshly cleaned puss.
Funny that like you're talking about that meme. I had a conversation this weekend with one of my friends, Rashida, and I was talking about how I really hate when men eat pussy and they're like, and they're done. I'm like, I could only understand that if it was a really foul smelling or stank. She's like, fuck that. You're down there. You're committed, nigga.
Say that
Eat my
shit.
pussy.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
It's
I
like any
kinda
other
agree-
taste. You'll get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go away after a while.
I've
The
eaten
smell
a
will go
kind
away,
of
the
pissy
taste will go
pussy
away.
before.
Wait, Dog, you get grosser and grosser every fucking episode. First it was bloody pussy, now it's pissy pussy.
I didn't say bloody pussy.
You ate bloody pussy. Everybody knows.
Just I wasn't a
You know
I'm not doing this with you.
Real quick, y'all know we recorded, right? You know we can go back.
Scissored on our peers.
Hey, can you help me pull that audio? Hey, Chris, I'm gonna holler at you. I'm going to sneak the audio in this now.
Do it, bitch.
Of you eating bloody pussy
next month
with your nasty ass.
July's my month, and I ain't doing
Now
it.
go ahead with your pissy pussy ass. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is, we were drunk. We were about to have this threesome with this dude. It was me, Colette. So we're drinking. We already we're kind of fucking. She runs to the bathroom. She comes back. I was like, okay, maybe.
She ain't got a wet
she
rag down there.
I still tasted like a tang.
What does piss taste like, Weezy? Since you're out here
Just
licking
like
piss,
it smells. Honestly, just like it smells.
Oh, so like Corona. I'm convinced Corona tastes like piss, and I don't know what piss tastes like. But if it tastes like anything, it tastes like
This
fucking
is
Corona.
Chick-fil-A lemonade. Taste it.
No, I'm not. I will not, because I don't know where your mouth has been, ma'am. And mine was just on some nuts and ass this morning. So, okay. Well, I will say too, because we just had such a nasty anal story from the guys from Dad Hats and Bow Ties.
Oh,
I will say.
everywhere.
So I had anal sex this morning, and I will say he kind of gave me my kudos. He was like, and you didn't make a mess. And I was like, I didn't.
Have you been to Pat's?
I didn't. No, but we were on his couch, and I was wanting him in my ass.
What
I
is
asked
a
him,
literal crapshoot with that? You don't know if there's going to be a mess or not a mess.
Well, so
you
here's
can't
the
brag
thing.
about that.
I mean,
A literal
to me, I
crapshoot.
felt like I knew my body. I didn't have coffee or nothing before I went to fuck him, and I had ate way before. So I was like, I ain't had no wet shit lately or nothing like that.
Okay.
I can't be proud to have a clean booty hole.
You can be proud, but I
I'm
just mean that
kind
the
of
next time
disappointed.
it might.
I mean,
So Shan, just for context, the guys that we had on tell the story about anal, right? He goes,
it was a shit show.
I'm fucking her, and
There's no shame in a shitty game. That's all I'm saying. For people who have a little bit come
you're
out,
right.
that's a natural part
It
of the
wasn't a little.
process.
He said he took his dick out and he goes, she shit everywhere. Because it was everywhere. And then he's like, we had to take the sheets off the bed. She couldn't even keep them. And he's like, and you know what? Real shit.
I kept going.
I'll do it again.
It didn't bother me. So I'm excited to get into this conversation with Shan. I think it's very prevalent to a lot of you listening, especially as we preach.
Can you try to segue from the shit conversation to what you're going to go into next?
So if y'all having casual sex with niggas, this is the conversation to have with them. So the conversation that we're going to have today is dating with dominance. And I really like this, even just reading through your book. You have a podcast as well coming out with the featured of the book.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about what's your book about.
There we go.
My
That's the
book is
segue.
just basically set yourself up for success. I love it. If you came to me and said I'm shit at cooking, there would be a tried and true process to get you to feel apt in that area. If you felt like you were doing bad in math, et cetera, we would take that person and give them confidence through strategy, through knowing themselves, through the help of mentors, through practice in low interest environments, through trying out some new shit until you found what your zone was. But yet when it comes to dating, the advice we give people is just be yourself.
Because you're writing a dating book, what is your take then on books like Steve Harvey's dating book, or Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman, or whatever the thing is? Because that is a dating book.
Bitches.
It's a strategy. It's a strategy. If
Okay.
you're looking probably for, to the quiz about to take, a modern monogamous or traditional monogamous relationship with an older person in Gen X and up. So what is it? The Rules, for example, was a book that was written by Ellen Feen that was passed around for a long time. It was a strategy.
Right.
But
just talked
it's
about
a
that last
one-size-fits-all strategy. And so I think that my book is really just more about, women get into the driver's seat of your love life. I look at it like dating in 2019 is like a motherfucking NASCAR. It goes 100 miles an hour. It could do some crazy tricks, but people don't know how to drive. And so just get into the driver's seat of your love life, get to know yourself, know some strategies, and use some psychology.
Get me my fucking
Set
license,
yourself
bitch.
up for
You
success.
know, I love it.
So that's just, but I took 6 women who were just chronically single. But it was important for me to pick 6 women.
What is chronically single?
Just always ghosted, always being picked last, always in situationships.
How'd you find these women? Did you reach out?
Yeah, I did
you
a
know
casting
them?
call, and I interviewed over 300 women for this.
Oh, wow.
Because it was important for me. I didn't want to find a woman whom nothing in her life was going well. Because at the end of the day, it's not the be all and end all for us.
Right, of course.
Romantic relationships are a piece of the pie. And so if you have other shit to figure out right now, I'm not going to ask you to devote yourself to a 6-month program with me. So I was looking for women specifically who are bomb in every other category, but this is the one area they just weren't getting the results they wanted in.
Okay.
I like that.
And in the end, one of them got to have sex with like their dream celebrity mate. It was like,
Shut the
yeah,
fuck
it was
up.
a really, really crazy.
Don't
turn of
ask her
events.
who, because I know you be like,
I didn't say who,
oh,
but
okay.
like, wait, what do you? Oh wait,
Like she
She,
set
like-
an intention. Like just to
you
say
didn't.
we
You
sat
didn't
here.
offer it as a prize.
No.
I was confused.
I'm not,
Right?
Like who you say your celebrity crush was?
I got so many.
You said in the beginning he was
Michael
like
B.
your-
Jordan. Is
No, so I really like Vic
Trevante
Mensa. So
Rhodes.
Vic Mensa
Vic
is
Mensa,
one.
there you
I
go.
really love Ty Dolla $ign. He could get right now, bitch, Wiz Khalifa could get it raw, and I don't even go raw, but he could in all my holes.
he fertile. In
no,
all my holes.
in all my holes.
Your mother said that at our show.
Well, that's what I say. That's what I told this nigga when I got all my holes filled
And this is the
today.
one that you feel
Yo,
special
can-
feelings for.
Yo, can I really tell you? Pause. It was the first time I ever had this feeling in my life, and I felt like I wasn't in control. So I haven't fucked. I've been on a drought. It was like 5.5, 6 weeks. That is a drought for me.
I just
Fuck all
caught
of
you on the day that you had sex this morning.
Yes, out,
oh wow,
out of a
It's a
drought.
good day.
No,
It
out of a
might be
drought.
raining, but
right, and
But-
you're about to fuck later. I thought that this was a
oh, no.
normal banter.
Oh no, but out of a drought, I haven't fucked. I went to the Bahamas, no dick. I went to Toronto, no dick. I went to South Carolina, no dick. I just haven't getting dick here. He been hitting me up at 10 a.m. I'm like, nigga, I'm at work. So we just haven't, our schedules haven't aligned. So today I go and fuck him. And bitch, I start shaking and have an orgasm as he's entering me. Like, whole dick isn't even in there, just the head. And I'm like coming, shaking, like to where I'm pushing him out. And I'm like, why am I coming like this for like 8 to 10 seconds, bitch?
you're excited.
I was orgasming without him even being fully inside
Before
of me.
anything else, that was the first. That was the kickoff.
I had sucked his dick for about 12 minutes, maybe 15.
but that was
and the
your.
nuts.
That was his debut with you.
That was because
Were you touching yourself when you sucked his dick?
no, I mean I was leaking, but that was just off sucking his dick. And then I literally turned around on the couch and he went to insert me, and bitch, I was flailing like a fish, and I felt like he just probably thought he was the goddamn man, and I couldn't stop shaking, but I was shaking as I shake when he makes me come, and I was like, nigga, you're not even all the way in me. I was embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie.
this is an
I
incredible
hate
story.
coming early.
I was like, fuck, I can't. It was like if a nigga like bust before he even get in a pussy. That's what I did, and I
But you
felt
can
embarrassed.
continue.
I did, and then I kept going. I
we
was like, why
luckily
am I-
don't have that refractory period that men had.
We
but-
don't. And so
Although
finally I did.
I'm not a multiple orgasmer.
Oh, with
I
him?
hate my second orgasm. I don't
I
like
orgasmed
it.
with him like 4 times in one session.
Can we Sagoo over a question I really need to know? You and your hubby are so fucking hot. What, out of your book, what do you define your relationship as?
Our relationship
Ooh.
is free, I think, and free is a part of the quiz.
Say that
The
shit, bitch,
different
right?
Options you can get on the quiz.
So I'm excited. Real quick,
that, babe.
look at the segoos right here. So if you guys, we're gonna put the
But
link
wait, is
in
your
the bio.
story finished?
Oh, my story's done, bitch. I
That's
just came.
it. You
I
came
came
4
and then
times?
and then I told him to get in my ass, and yeah, then we went again,
But
and then
this
I
is
went
also
home.
someone that you have like
We've
real
been fucking
feelings
for 6 years. No, we just fuck. I did just.
Don't let her play you.
This what we doing? Are we
She
doing
goes,
this?
This is someone you have real feelings for. She's like, no.
No, we just be fucking. But it's like such good dick that I literally wouldn't allow myself to fuck anyone else, because if I fucked bad dick within that drought, I probably would have killed somebody. I was gonna be miserable. So I literally was telling him, like, I was like, I can't fuck until I fuck you, nigga. I'm in a drought. And he's like, man, I said, not in New York. I don't have no other niggas. He was like, well, in other places. So I had to list down where I've been traveling. I said, no dick in none of these. I'm waiting on you. Fuck me, nigga. God damn it. But no. So if you guys don't know, Shan Boody has created, you manifested and created this whole quiz.
Can I just say, great marketing.
Dog,
fucking
it's
folks.
so good.
Because they're
guys.
so fun.
I'm out here trying. I'm
so
trying.
fucking good.
They're like better than BuzzFeed.
So
Don't say
You know, look.
that.
They are.
You make me cry right now.
Look.
They're better
That's-
than.
I
I'm
love
tired
it.
of knowing what kind of fucking fast food fry I am.
So look, I'm not gonna lie. I took the quiz and I was like, okay, I feel like I know what I am, and I was actually slightly different than what I thought. So I didn't take the screen. What are the relationship types that you could be considered?
You could be casual dating, which is essentially like no ties, no nothing. I see you, whatever happens, happens. It's transactional. It's like going to McDonald's. You buy
Okay.
a hamburger, go home. Doesn't mean McDonald's owes you shit next day. Then there's casual, non-committed dating where it's situationships, essentially. You don't necessarily want the full gamut of the relationship experience, but somewhere kind of close to there.
I'll
You
be
may
honest.
have
That's what
severals.
I thought I was going to be.
My guess for you is something different.
Yeah.
Some different.
So different.
Then you could do traditional monogamy.
Mhm.
Then there is modern monogamy.
What's modern monogamy?
Is one person at a time. Traditional monogamy is one person for life.
Oh,
Right?
Okay, yeah, that's about right. Mm-hmm.
And then you have monogamish, free relationships, open relationships.
And then mine. So I want to
swinging
read
and
mine.
polyamory.
So mine is
Swinging.
considered.
I got
no,
free.
mine is considered free.
Yeah.
I got free
Yes.
too. What's the
it's
difference between free and open?
Free is essentially that you could fit inside of multiple relationship styles depending on your partner.
Which
And
I completely agree with, and I love how you started it. So she broke this down, and I want to read this to you guys because maybe this is something that you may actually be as well. So for free relationship, you are DTF. By that, she does not mean down to fuck, but instead you're down to figure it out. And when I read that, especially after telling you, I'm now talking to someone who is so out my norm, but I could see myself kind of whatever he's into, I'm cool. So your relationships may swing from monogamous to open to poly to back to monogamy, and you're down for the ride as long as it's what's best for you and your partner or partners. Your relationship is not defined by the rules or titles you chose in the beginning, but instead by how each other's partner feels at any given time. You like to leave space for the unexpected, and you trust that your partner can handle that responsibility as well. In order for this relationship to thrive, you must be professional at communication and self-discipline. So I feel like that's why this would work with me and him. He's super communicative, and I'm communicative as well. And like, nigga, we've been FaceTiming every day. I don't even do that with niggas. But it says by saying yes to a free relationship, you are saying yes to circumstances and arrangements that you may not have been in before. Of course, you can opt out at any time when your partner has pushed beyond your comfort zone, but understand that since you haven't placed any restrictions on them, there's a high probability that this could happen. So Weezy said that she also got that, which that's no surprise. I think that you've even throughout the different relationships that you've talked about on this podcast, they've all kind of been different in a sense. So, and it is kind of just with what your partner is open
My
to
jealousy
being
has
with.
been different too. Like I've noticed where it was more monogamish that I was more jealous.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Because
I think
there was
monogamy
more-
breeds jealousy.
There was more restriction. Like we could only do it together. So if it wasn't together, then
Okay.
in my mind, right? Whereas like with the partners I have now, I don't know. I can't explain how comfortable I am. I feel very safe. Like, you know, the person I'm dating was out this weekend fucking like I knew.
You were happy for them.
Yeah. And it's a weird, crazy feeling that it's like, okay, you guys are pussy and like fun little teasing jealousy, but not real anger.
Mm-hmm.
And that I'm just not really used to. I would even say I would be okay, but I wasn't for sure on how I meant it. And I think right now I just feel so satisfied with the openness and the communication, opposed to before with monogamous shit, knowing that we would only fuck someone else together, they would lie about anything else, right? You wouldn't tell me about these other interactions because you knew that wasn't in the agreement.
Mm-hmm.
So where there is no restrictions, there is nowhere to get angry, right?
Yeah.
You know you can do what you want to do and what you need to do. So
You're married. Can I ask how you and your husband started dating and what kind of relationship role you guys played with each other?
Yeah, we started as fuck buddies.
Okay.
And so that I think was just a great foundation for us because it was a clearly transactional of like, this is what I want, this is what you want. And we did that so successfully. I actually did an interview once where I was like, I didn't even believe in friends with benefits, but now I would honestly make the poster. I would run the campaign.
Really?
It was such a great experience.
how long?
Honestly, we didn't define our relationship until he moved in with me. He moved, and like that's
consider
Wait,
yourself
y'all
fuck
went
buddies?
from fuck buddies to him moving in?
because he stayed in. He was like in a transition period where like his roommate was moving out, so he needed somewhere to stay. I'm like, come and stay with me, and he was like, that's weird. I'm like, no, it'll be fine. And then once he was staying with me, like 2 weeks in, he was going to look for new apartments, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, like I do not want you to leave. And at that point, I was like, no, this is something different. But I think because I was so strict about this is the relationship that we've defined, and this is all that I'm looking for, and I did this full ass private podcast on this, like all the psychological tricks I played on myself to ensure that like I could make this a successful friends with benefits. So it truly wasn't until we lived together that we're like, okay, we can't just be that anymore, and there's something different.
How
here.
long were you friends with benefits?
It's October to July.
Oh, damn. Almost a year.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
appreciate that.
I do like
because
that.
There's a lot to be said of experts who say like, oh, if you start it like this, it's gonna end like
Yeah.
this. Or you know, things like that.
It's a pro move, I'll say that. Like at the end of the day, you got to know your discipline. And like we never had sleepovers ever. he didn't, my birthday happened in April. I didn't tell him. I was like, what's the fucking point of my fuck buddy knowing my birthday? You know, my family was over. I'd be like, I can't see this week. My family's here. There was never a confusion in my mind of like, my mom and dad should know you. Like, there was just a real compartmentalization. And so I think if you want to do that, you have to really be on top of your shit.
I know your birthday. He lived with you for 2 weeks,
people.
and then you were like, I have to keep him?
It was like, I mean, it was like 2015, so it's like a bit foggy in my mind now, but I really genuinely don't think, and he told me he loved me. I came to New York, and I was spending some time with this dude in New York that I saw all the time. It was super cute, really fun, probably gay, not quite sure, but awesome
Where
dude.
he at?
Right, he's so fine. I think he actually moved to LA, but
Of
I was
course he
spending some
did.
time with him, but I still like told Jared because we were still only having sex with each other. So he was my only person I was fucking, but I was still seeing other dudes. I just want to run it by him, seeing this dude from New York. He's like, yeah, it's cool. So I was on Twitter and I was like going back to the airport, and I was like, man, I'm learning so much about love not being an Eros love. Like, by having all these great compartmentalized relationships that are not necessarily romantic love, I'm learning more about myself. And then he texted me and he was like, oh, is our love not romantic? And I was like, but do you love me? And he was like, yeah, I love you. And that was the first time that he said it. And I was like, oh, shit. And I don't even think in my mind I allowed myself to think about loving him because of the relationship dynamic that we had. And at that moment, I was like, yeah, I love you too. And then like shortly thereafter, we moved in and et cetera, et
So
cetera.
your story makes me think so much of kind of where I am currently dating. And it's actually the question that I have kind of to just even wrap up dating in general. Is there a wrong or right way to date? So I ask this because even the guy that I'm talking to now, like, I'm kind of like, okay, I know I don't really, if I go see him, because he lives in Chicago. So I'm like, okay, if I go to Chicago, do we have sex the first time I'm there? Do I not? If I want this to be long term, do I give it up that quick, or do I make him come to New York and then we go back and forth before we decide is more? Like, and so I'm in this position where, okay, maybe the things in the past haven't worked. They've led to situationships that have gone on for years, but they never really manifested to anything else. So I feel like that is the definition of insane or insanity, is to continue doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result. So that's where I am now, where, okay, I'm dating. Was I dating wrong? And is there a right way to date?
Dating wrong is when you put yourself in a position to not be your coolest, most awesomest, sexy, down-to-earth, empowered, confident self.
Ooh,
like when you
I
start
like
putting
that.
yourselves in positions where you don't feel comfortable and now you're jealous or you're weird or you're quiet or you're starting to take away privileges and feeling that that's going to get you the results that you want, when you don't feel like you can be fun and fucking cool anymore, that's when you're dating wrong. And so that's why all these...
You answered that shit,
That was
bitch.
awesome.
That was a great answer.
Because I think what's so great about you saying that is when someone realizes they want more, they start being like, well, now this.
And what
I
is-
need you to commit.
I gotta
to
be
this.
wifey material.
Yeah.
So they start to take away the things about themselves that they feel like a man may push them away for.
Oof, read
Which
us
is fun.
all
That's
like
what I
a
mean.
book.
Like, there's no right answer to that because the things that not everyone can do a fuck buddy relationship, and not everyone
Facts.
wants that.
Facts.
And so if you know, look, if I get in a situation with somebody
can't
that
handle it.
I sleep over with them and now we're not advancing the intimacy, I'm going to start to feel weird around them. Don't sleep over with them. Like, only you don't go to Subway sandwiches expecting lobster. If somebody is like, I'm giving sandwiches out, go for a fucking sandwich. And if you want something more and they're saying we don't provide that, find somewhere else to go. So I
Say that
but
shit.
there's no right, I mean,
But I like
everyone
that.
has their own threshold of what they're looking for.
And even with what Weezy's been going through and how we've both kind of been with this podcast now and pretty much being so vulnerable and letting all of our information out, it is refreshing that like we talk and he knows exactly what I talk about.
I love
we
that.
just had the conversation last
Feels good.
night because we were talking about
you
like
said
his
he
ex.
shared it on his pro platforms too?
Yes, he already he's like, I'm gonna shout you out on. So I'll
That
show you,
shit's fucking turn
I'll
on.
show you him like when we got. But we were talking about his just last relationship and how like he'll say when he's uncomfortable with something, and we even talked about he's like, I know I'll probably get a nickname if we like continue like we're talking, and he's like,
you
I feel
wish.
like and he's like, well, I've already told him like you probably gonna get a nickname, and so I'm trying to get creative with it before I give him one, but he was like, I already know like this is a part of your life. And so if I'm going to move forward with talking to you, that's something I'm going to have to accept. And if I ever feel like something does make me uncomfortable, I'll tell you, but that's going to be something that we communicate about. But he's like, I see what you do. And he just sees that we're so successful at it. And so he's like, I can't even be mad. So I like that exactly what you said. I'm like, okay.
I think the more we grew too, like at first a few months in, I didn't feel as secure as I do right now.
Hell no, bitch. The money.
No, I'm insecure with telling people.
Oh.
Now I feel like we have accolades.
Yes.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
was like, nigga, I was on HBO. Just know. This is like Rihanna pussy.
it has been good to like be with someone that like understands it, loves it, and wants to like help you.
You know what? If you tried to replicate your career journey in your romantic life, I think you would find yourself in an incredible position.
It's kind of what I've been doing now, and I'm getting like such a good response. Like I love it. I'm me. Like I'm probably gonna put my wig on FaceTime with him today. I done had to send like he done seen all my pictures, so I'm like, yeah, just I'm gonna look different every time you see me probably. Just be prepared.
Which is exciting.
Just be prepared.
Yes.
I'm excited that we're kind of talking about this level of communication too.
We gotta do my home mail. We
You
gotta
wanted
get
to do
Shan's
that?
advice. We'll do both.
Okay, we can do both. We got time, Brianna. Shout out,
'Cause
got the
we
podcast
started a little
studio,
late, right?
giving us some extra minutes in here, but y'all don't get it. We special, y'all.
So-
Y'all gotta stay on time.
An ex writes me today. I'm not gonna say his name.
Does he
And
have a nickname?
He does. I don't want to say it.
Oh yeah, because
I don't know where they're at right this right now,
Yes.
but here it goes. Him and I are great. Really care about him and love him.
they just had sex a couple months ago.
So he says, possible TMI, but I have to tell you this. Telling me about the girl he's dating. She's been sending me memes from the Horrible Decisions Instagram and then sent me YouTube clips. And now she's gone as far as to say she wants us to go to a show together. She has no idea Weezy is my ex that I told her about, right? Because he says my name, but he doesn't say Weezy. Mind you, he's been at every show we've had, except the first. I said, bruh. He goes, right now she's working from the top down. So all she hears about is scissors and beard bay. What do I do when she gets to me? I said, this ain't real. Is she black? And he goes, yes. He says, she's a sweet girl. I don't want to taint something I know that she really enjoys. She has a really difficult job, loves the content. I can't make her insecure about hearing about the time we spent. I worry that she'll question herself or compare herself to you, whether it be sexually, aesthetics, etc. That is my main concern. We got on the phone. He's like, I've let it gone on so long now, knowing that she's playing it, and I don't say anything that I feel like, how could I even tell her now? He says, I'm totally...
He needs to.
I know he needs to.
I said that I told Felon Bay that immediately. By the second time he came over, he kept bringing up fucking 24/7. I said, "Oh nigga, I'm just gonna tell you that's the nigga I fuck. So can you please not bring him up while we're in bed?" So, yeah, and so like this nigga was like on his Instagram bringing up like you listen to him like really bringing this nigga up to me, and I'm like, yeah, he in my iTunes, and like still bringing him up. Then started bringing up how he dresses. Like, yo, I was listening to this nigga when I was locked up, and I'm just like, okay, this is getting uncomfortable now. Just so you know. Yeah. And then when we stopped talking, that nigga met that nigga in the club and they got a picture together on Instagram.
So happy.
I'm like, this is so uncomfortable.
Fuck it.
I'm happy for
Dude,
him.
someone that Beard Bay fucked, I am a crazy fan of. And I still be posting her shit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no. So what do you think? How do you think she should? What's
So
the
basically,
advice?
there's no other advice.
No, he has to tell her.
Right, because to your point, it's going to get revealed.
And
like,
it's also making him uncomfortable. You can tell.
He said that he was walking in. We were on the phone for like 10 minutes. He's like, dude. He's like, I walked into my apartment. She's cooking and I could hear you.
yeah.
He's like,
Are you kind of getting off on this?
no.
Like, in
I really love and care about him. I don't want it for I don't.
because it's every
But I
ex's
only can
dream scenario.
He compared her love for Horrible Decisions to me and Jesus and Meryl.
Oh Lord.
And that's
We know
deep.
you obsessed with them niggas.
I am. I'm going
Jesus.
to Miami just to see him. Me, Beard Bane says we out. But here's how much I love them. If I found out that like I guess it's different for me, but I don't know if I would care. But he feels like it's really going to ruin it. And on another level, I talk about every detail of our relationship. This is someone that I did not
he was talked about for quite a few months. So she about to get to it, and then you didn't let a few details slide about his artsy ass, and then what he looked like just a little bit. So she gonna be like, "Oh wait, nigga, and a big dick?
No.
Oh yeah, no."
No, but what's even weirder about it is like he was just saying that. Oh God, I'm assuming at this point maybe she knows it's me, but I'm taking this as a guess. Him and I were into a lot of BDSM. What if she isn't? And what if she knows that there's this part of him, and they haven't gotten there yet? I think that's also.
Well, he need to go ahead and find out what episode the fuck she on, and he need to go ahead and be ready to just
He's
pre-curse.
like, dude, I didn't know what to do. I was like, let's start from the beginning.
You know what this is? It's like a classic rom-com. Like, and we're seeing the whole thing happen. You know when you watch a romantic comedy and like the lie begins in the beginning and we watch the whole relationship form, but we know it's based on the lie.
Yeah.
But as a viewer, we understand why that person lied. But when that plot twist happens, when they find out, like, how could you lie to me? And we're like, you gotta understand, like, Jim's under a lot of pressure.
See, don't be saying that. Look, this could be a show for us, bitch. Let's write it down. We got to pitch this shit to Viceland.
Let's bring this bitch up in here. She's gonna be like, you want to meet them?
We are not.
She said she was a Weezy. Not a Weezy, a Mandy.
The last time you brought anyone that you were involved with, you thought we was all getting sued. So no, we're not.
Oh my God,
bitch, we are
Mandy.
not bringing
I didn't know she was gonna go crazy
well,
like
we're not
that.
bringing no more of your lovers in here.
And to be fair,
we have real money now.
Fucked one time at that point.
She tried to sue us while we was broke. Lord knows what someone would try to do now.
Like a literal lawsuit?
Like literally
for slander.
Yeah,
While she was sitting here?
right a week after.
She was ready to sue Loudspeaker Network.
Everything. And we was like, nah, bitch.
Because I started fucking that guy.
I was like, she's suing Weezy, bitch. She ain't suing Horrible Decisions. I don't know you, bitch.
It's gonna suck, but he just has to say it. But it's going to suck.
So I do want to get into this whole mail before we get out of here. And I want your help specifically because you're the intimacy expert.
Keep saying it.
So this one, it says, sis, help. And I think this is really good. We talked about dating communication. This is bedroom communication. So ladies, I am in a sticky situation. I am currently married and my husband and I are very open sexually. We've engaged in threesomes and much more. But recently, my husband has been into anal. To him. It started with us having drunk sex one night and him inching me down to touch his butt. No biggie there. I was trying to see if he would let me, and he did. He's been taking it further and further. This only happens when he's drunk. Last night, he grabbed my butt plug. I used it once, anal is not for me, and told me to use it on him. He got in doggy style position for it, and bruh. I was surprised it wasn't painful. I fingered him before, and the butt plug isn't super big, but I don't know. I don't think he's gay, but this is going too far for my liking, and I am beyond uncomfortable. I don't want to shame him, but this is too much. This only happens also during drunk sex. Very confused, plus turned completely off. Any advice?
Sounds like it only happens when he's drunk because he's too worried about telling you because you're going to act like this.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like women have multiple ways of orgasming. Some men, I don't know if it's the exact equivalent, but like, of course, the anatomical twin to the clitoris is the penis head. And the anatomical twin to the G-spot is the prostate.
Come on,
and
anatomical.
So men who have
I ain't even gonna try to say
prostate orgasms will say, like, I don't orgasm from penetration. But men who have prostate orgasms, like, every dude needs to get fucked in the ass. It's the most incredible thing in the world.
That's what I be telling niggas.
And so for him, this guy has the ability to get orgasms from anal penetration.
The question that I wanted...
He's doing it with you,
yeah,
girl.
but the question that I wanted to derive from this was, for our listeners who have been in long-term relationships... When you're with someone and you meet them, they're one way, and now they've been together, they're now married, and now he's wanting to try something different. How does that conversation go when your partner is wanting to try something that
grateful.
You're just...
I would hate to have the same sex that I
be
signed up
honored.
for on day one.
Look.
Yeah, be grateful that he's open for that. And also, too, like, don't do that sex negative shaming shit.
I know,
It has
the whole
nothing to do with
automatically
that.
going to thinking, I know he's not gay, so girl, why you said it?
Yeah.
Why did you say it, sis?
Can I be honest? Why I believe she's uncomfortable in saying it's too much is
Why?
because she feels like he's gay. Women have almost a worse like homophobic shaming than I believe some men do.
Well, it's still a cultural perpetuation. Like when Amber Rose came out with Kanye, like that was the same thing that we did. So we still, that happened in that movie recently with Chris Rock, right? When the guy was getting like tampons in the ass. And it was this big joke.
Oh.
It's like, it's not funny. It's just a way of experiencing pleasure.
Right.
It's not funny.
It's not. I mean, it's just like, it's a way of experiencing pleasure. It's a valid form. You like probably to
Can
get
you
fingered.
stop talking now? Because you sound like my text messages to these niggas, and I don't want them thinking
It's
I'm
a valid
like, you
form.
know, I mean, this is what I be telling these niggas, like, listen, it's okay. I don't think you're gay. Like, let me just play with that booty
So
hole.
basically, girls, stop tripping. So do you and Jared have threesomes or what?
Look, see, here we go.
Free.
And look,
It's all free. It's on the
But
table.
like, are your options more like separate or like together?
We talked about this, that like, I don't think that the reason why we are attracted to the open concept is because we want to do all things together. Because for me, it's just like, for example, for this girl, she really hated the whole anal thing. There's a bunch of communities that just focus on that. Fisting itself is like a fetish alone.
I know Weezy be out here fisting pussies. She's just nasty.
I didn't fist it. I put 3 fingers in 4.
Bro,
and then
you
she
said
asked
your
some
whole
people.
hand was like
Professionally
this.
anal fisters. And so there's communities
wasn't anal.
for him.
You see how she just be taking away these stories, bruh? Because she really nasty with a nasty ass.
She be fisting. No, it was just like, you know. And then she was like, give me another one. And then there was another one. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
By that
Yeah,
time,
so-
her whole hand was in the pussy.
I didn't punch
I
it.
mean, but it was like this type of fisting. Bitch, it was still the fist hole.
Were you there, Mandy?
You said you told us.
I told you just.
Look, we got to get the soundbite again, bitch.
No, but July is my month for editing, and it ain't happening.
Oh, this goes July 1st. Therefore, it's technically a June edit. I got this. No, but before we get out of here, Shan, where can they find you? When does your book drop? What's the website? And where can they take the personality quiz?
The favorite part. If you go to thegameofdesire.com/let's go, that's the commitment quiz is there, pre-order is there, and also you have to submit proof of purchase in order to get a bunch of other cool perks I have.
Like your podcast.
My podcast, you can get first 15 pages of the book, you can get a phone call from me, you can get a 1-hour session with me, you can also get a vibrating necklace depending on how many books you order.
What is the vibrating?
Oh,
vibrating
I
necklace.
have some in my bag for you today.
Oh,
yes, there we go.
Well, then, bitch, damn, you ain't even throw that on the table at first.
Also, if you guys just don't remember that, all of that information is going to be in the description of this episode, as well as if you just go, and I'm just going to shout it out because I be on there scrolling less than, Shan Boody on Instagram. It's in her bio, which is where
I feel like Shan is all of our girl crush.
Oh, guys,
You know,
this was a time. This was a time.
But we would never have a threesome, so you got to have us separately,
No,
okay?
you guys didn't even join hands just now. So
I
I
know.
felt the communication was clear. I felt that.
Yo, that was funny as fuck.
Hey,
Thanks, expert.
hey,
No, we
do not be, you are not going to therapist us right now, okay?
Actually, that would be a great secondary follow-up.
Yeah, how about...
People have been asking for a therapy episode.
You guys
but,
had that, didn't you?
but I don't want it to be like real, like, I want it to be a softer, more
You
like...
don't get soft when we really get to talking, bitch. It gets loud. It
No,
gets
but
loud.
I don't want that. I want, like, how do you think you can improve? Like, congratulate each other on, like, something you're proud of that the other one is doing differently.
I'm bored already. Anyways, is there anything else? Again, when does your
Yeah, plug
book
your
drop?
shit, bro.
Yeah, plug your shit, bro.
July 23rd. And I will say, I will do for anybody who pre-orders before July 23rd, if you put in the promo code whore, I will give you an extra book.
Yeah!
I like that.
Let's
So
do it,
now
bro.
y'all
Let me
got
get my
Christmas
shit.
gifts. Y'all have birthday gifts. Y'all got casual dating
Let
gifts.
me put
So
a
yo
note just so you
nigga,
don't forget, because they about to type it in, Shan.
no, in real life,
For real.
This
Like,
is what you have to
think this
get.
is?
Again, I'm also going to read the book because I'm currently dating, so I want to be dominant in my dating life, and I want to take
Yes.
charge. I'm taking charge.
All the things. Okay.
Yes.
Do you have an
vibrating-
audiobook?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Promo
So you
code.
don't like reading? You want to just listen?
Well, I do both.
Oh, okay. Just trying to be
I like
shady.
to follow along. Plus, I
That's
heard
all.
it's in your voice, so that's fine.
Is that, I do like your voice. Well, I am super glad. Again, before we get out of here, I do want to give a shout out. If you guys have a podcast and you're in the New York City area, we are right here in Midtown, nigga. We like right by Times Square.
Listen,
So check-
honestly, I don't want you to tell them because I ain't trying to have.
you
ours-
right, yeah, because y'all too popping now. We be trying to book. Now they got like 4
Unless
rooms
you give
on
us
y'all.
priority, delete this shit.
No, but guys, we're at Gotham Podcast Studio. So if you guys like the audio, they do make sure all of our voices sound amazing together. And then they also have video options. So it's super dope. Check them out. And again, we wouldn't be here. Well, we probably would, but we'd be brokers. So thanks. And huge shout out. Don't do me. Broker is a word.
I believe broke
technic-
is the.
I mean, well, broker. I mean, whatever. It's a word. Maybe not what I'm trying to say because
What's
we're not
worster,
talking.
huh?
We're not talking about real estate, but broker is a word, regardless, bitch. But if you guys, if you guys want more bonus content and want to support your favorite whore duo, she the biggest whore, but I'm right there, right after her. We are on Patreon, and again, for as little as $5 a month, you get 3 bonus episodes. For our top tier patrons at $15. It's the only way you can get a t-shirt right now. We're also sending out mugs. We hooking our motherfucking
Looks like a
hat
broker
up.
is a person who buys and sells goods or assets, not what the fuck you
That's
say.
what I say. It's still a word. Technically, I was still right. It's still a word. But yeah, no, become a patron. That's at patreon.com/horrible decisions. We want to give a huge shout out again to Shan Boody. And we're going to post, she ain't got news, but we're going to post a little fine Playboy
Well, we
shit.
could
but
do a very
you know,
consensual, do whatever you want to us photo.
we gonna
Yes,
do that
please.
too. Yeah.
Okay.
So damn, I just got off of work and my forehead peeling. This ain't cute, but okay, we can do it. But yeah, we want to thank you guys again for tuning in. And before we get out of here, you guys will be listening to a 5-minute clip from one of our bonus episodes. So once again, this has been yet another episode of Horrible Decisions.
Bye.
Peace.